What a game this is. Medic off the backboard shot. Scores! Dead Medic. I'm Wildcats complete. The reverse sweep. Absolutely outplays one. Outplays two.
Oh, massive fake no.
No breaks, we go. Throw shade, that's a no. Go high, go low. Like spinning in a 644. Cash money like 504. Ball like AD24. No sleep, no more. Pick it up.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the RLPC Redirect Podcast, episode 3. I think we are here now. This is Thursday, so we're live for you on Tuesday, but we had a little special episode today. But before we get into that, you'll see some new faces, some guests on the desk today. So starting us off, you're still gonna have the old hats. Of course, my name is Dead Medic. I'm always here. Yeah, Klopp, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing okay. Max called out my team saying that I was worse than Inferno, so I might just disagree with everything Max has to say today. I don't know.
We'll see. Listen, but is he wrong? That's the question.
Yes.
Of course, in answer to that, we do have Max also back on the desk once again. How you doing, Max?
What up?
So, what is going on, Max? I mean, so today we are missing LSM, as many of you probably would notice by now, but we brought on two fantastic guests. So to start us off with the guests, you got our Stevie coming back here. You're in season 1. You're back for season 2, the returning guest. How you doing, brother?
Good. Glad to be back. Got the cat napping over here. Just chilling, having a good day.
Well, I'm glad to have you back, brother. And finally, you do have Revy coming through after those amazing Owls performances on stream. All the doubters still exist. I still doubt, but hey, he's still here coming through for us. How you doing, brother?
I'm the one, the only. That's all I gotta say.
all right. So today, guys, not many maintenance things to go through. We're recording this today. It's gonna air Tuesday. You guys will see it then. We'll keep recording Thursdays. We've got a lot of fun ideas this season. A couple things we'll get to do halfway through the season. Maybe like our top, like build a roster of top teams, that kind of stuff. We'll leave all that to the imagination. But today we have two sort of segments we wanted to go through. As we mentioned to you guys on Tuesday that there isn't too much that we could talk about. So the first thing we're going to do today, you might see it up on your screen, or if not, Mike will be putting it up soon. We're going to do a tier list of the major and of the independent logos. This has been requested of us. Revy and Max came up with the idea, and so I think this is a good idea. We'll go through. If you guys want to see, AA or AAA, any of that come forward, we couldn't do all this in one episode, but if you do, let us know. You can let us know in the comments of this video. I'm sure I'll be around. Otherwise, just let us know through DMs, and that's certainly something we can explore later in the season. But following that up, we're also going to go through major and indie and have sort of a cut bench start scenario. We'll get into that in a little while, but first, we're going to start here with some of the logos, with the team logos for major and indie for the orgs. And we'll just go through as we see on the screen here. I'll start us off, guys. Let's just start with the Admirals. You can choose whoever we want, and we'll go through one at a time, and I'll announce who gets to start. I'll start. We'll go with the Admirals logo. I like it. I like the shading colors, but I think it's a solid B logo. There's not too much of description to it. There's not a whole lot of extra, so I think it's just a B. I think it could be improved a little. Put some waves in the background or something. What's your take? Stevie, let's start with you. Let's let the cats go first.
This is the perfect B tier logo. It's above average. The color scheme looks good, and it's there's a lot worse logos. And if I have this logo compared to some of the other ones, even in the org, I'm pretty happy. So this is definitely B tier for me.
All right, and then other guest, Revy, what do you think, brother?
I'm going with you. It's definitely a high tier B for me. I mean, color scheme fits perfectly with the team's theme, and it just encompasses the entire org.
All right, Max Klopp. I'm just going to open it up now. Anybody can say what they want. I'm just going to start here. I'll announce who gets to choose the next one to put up on the block. But what do you guys
Max
think?
wants to go.
What do you think, Max?
This is B, dude. Oh my god, it's an anchor. Like, what are you saying about your team? It's just an anchor. And not to mention it's maize and blue, man. I'm a Buckeye. I go to Ohio State. I don't want to see this nonsense on my screen. There's nothing cool about it. It doesn't separate it. It's literally just an aquatic device with bad colors. I say D tier.
Oh my god.
I'm not on board with all of you that it's B tier. I think it's a solid C tier. It's not nearly as bad as Max is making it out to be, but I don't think it's anything special.
All right. Okay, look. Yeah, it may not be an admiral, okay? Not a capitan. You have the captains, and they pretty much stole that territory. But it's still not bad in the grand scheme of stuff. I just think, sure, the color scheme does remind me of Michigan. I'm a Ohio State fan, too. I almost went there. But I think it's a solid B tier. I think you could get worse, and I think there's more that could be added to it. But I still think it's a solid B tier. And unless anybody wants to change their vote, I think we have 3 for B, 1 for C, and 1 for D. So overall, the consensus would be B. Unless Stevie Revy, y'all still stay B?
It's
B.
definitely a B. It's simple. It's got a good color scheme. It's a B.
It's a B. Max, you're just wrong. All right. But since he was so wrong, Max, let's go with you next. Which one do you want to throw up on the block here and tell us what you think it is?
I want to go the Ascension. I feel very strongly about this one, that this is the most disgusting logo that I've ever seen in my life. It's disgusting. What is that? A golden A with wings? Like, the A is not even symmetrical. Like, the logo looks like it's supposed to be symmetrical, but it's just not. It's literally disgusting.
Bro. It's the Avengers Assemble, dude. What do you mean?
No, it's literally disgusting. I would never play for a team with a logo that bad. Like, I don't care who's on that team. I wouldn't play for it because that logo is that disgusting. And also, what are you doing with the name? Go Ascension? Come on, no. Get out. F. F.
No, you say Ascend, dude. It's in the name. You say the Ascension Ascend. God.
Oh, they're descending because
Yeah.
my vote's for F too. It's terrible.
It's awful.
terrible. It is not a good logo. I'm sorry to whoever made that. If you're watching the stream, I am sorry, but it's bad. I
Quit
don't
your
like
job. Quit your day job. No more graphic designing for you.
What do you think it should be, though? Like, if you think it's that bad, what do you think it should be?
Not that. Anything but that.
It could be a stick man with wings, and it'd be better than that.
Yes.
To be honest, I hard disagree with Max because I think Ascension needs its own tier because it's so bad. F tier isn't even good.
Oh no!
Oh man!
Oh, it's big Z down at the
I
bottom.
understand that they kept the logos. The only thing I like about it is that they kept a whole org with like the old logos, so it's like a piece of RLPC history, kind of. But it's not good on the eyes. It needs its own tier.
museum.
And then whoever picks up this org after the current GM, I pay for a rebrand, please.
All right, yeah, I'm not going to disagree. I think it doesn't tell me anything about the Ascension. I think you're right. And the yellow, I like the color scheme sorta, but for some reason it just gets really dark. Like you smudged it with a pencil at the top of the A, and I just don't understand why it does that. For everything else supposed to be light and yellow and white. So I agree with you. I think it's F. Revy, you're our last holdout. What do you think of this one?
I mean, I agree with everyone here. It's awful. It's probably the worst logo in the league. I mean, that is currently in the league. I think some of the Paladin ones back in season 13 were pretty bad. But we're going to leave that for when those come back. Yeah, I mean, like I've seen some people redesign this in their own time, and I thought those looked really good. It's a good foundation for this logo, but I think there's I think there is very much a lot that could be changed about it.
It's like, Revy started us off good for the Owls, but now it's time to move on and get an actual S tier player. You know what I'm saying? Just get them on. Get 'em
Exactly.
All right, so we're in agreement. This one is an F. Big F. Unfortunate. Big F in school. They failed. They dropped out. All right, Stevie, let's go with you next, brother. Which one you want to put up on the block? What you thinking?
All right. We could go next in line, put up the Beavers. This is a D tier for me though. The teeth, it just it's I like the org names and all, like the whole org scheme is good, but the teeth on this one, it's not the move.
Also, why is it like looking at me like that too? Like it's got a very devious look on its face, and I am not a fan.
Did you just enter my forest? What's wrong with you?
One thing I will say about all these indie leagues, it feels like when they added Paladin and Renegade, like they added a bunch of like borders around a bunch of these logos, like green, red, whatever the color may be, and I just don't like that. Like sometimes it's just not necessary to add like a random colored border.
I think it's good for like on stream purposes because it defines you a little more up on the top in the bot. But I think you're right. Like it's very United Rogue style. United Rogue does much of the same thing, and they outline all their photos, or at least most of them. I'm gonna look. I said in the phone call before this that I spiritually identify with the buck teeth of the beaver, but I do agree with you. I think it's almost a beaver, but it almost looks like a bear that wants to be a beaver. Like, if that makes sense, like it's really fat head. Like it's not any kind of beaver I've ever seen in my life. Like, I don't know. It's a little demonic, and the teeth are a little too long. So I definitely agree. I think it's about. I would say C. Personally, I think it's like because I like the colors together, but I think I'm not going to hard disagree with you guys on D here. So, Max, what are you guys thinking?
I am in disagreement. I think it's a C tier. I like where you put it at. It just embodies you, and I like you, and you're about a C. So that has to be about a C. So
wow, just average. God,
yeah, it just has to be there.
Hey, better than me.
I'm gonna have too many buttons. Do I need to undo some of the buttons? You know what I'm saying? I'm really too hot and steamy here on the stream.
I don't think we're on that part of Twitch, bro.
What's up, dude? It's the new category. Let's hop in. I got one outside. Let's do it. Let's get after it.
That'd be
where this beaver lives, dude. But
I'm C too. It's not that bad. Like I don't see this and I'm like, oh my god, like this is disgusting.
I wouldn't play for this org. This isn't the same shit.
Like I'm gonna be on this team and I'm like, damn, like I really wish my team would be better, or my logo would be better, but it's not that bad. So I agree, C.
Okay, yeah, I'll stick with my C. So we got 3 C's. 3 C's and 2 D's on this one, so it is a C. You barely passed the course. I know Raid's gonna be like, yo, that's my org, dude. That's the represent. Beavers were so good. I'm like, yeah, you guys are good. It's just your logo. It's all right. So, all right, Revy, you're next up. What do you think, brother? What you want to throw up here and what you want to talk about?
Let's put up the Hawks. I want to hear your guys' opinion on my org.
Oh, the Hawks. All right. Well, you got to give us a starting point, right? What do you think of your own logo? Tell us now.
That's the Eagles. I believe we're gonna go with the Hawks. Hawks is the probably it's a B tier, a solid B tier in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Why? What's your B tier? What's your reasoning here? You just like it or what?
It's a solid color scheme. They kept the color scheme of red. I believe all but the owls are red, or I guess not.
Vultures aren't red.
Vultures, yeah. Vultures aren't red, but like they kept it with the Cardinals. They're both red now, and like I feel like that's just like it fits the color scheme. It sort of just works, right? It's a solid logo, and it just fits together.
I like it, but here's the thing. I like the red, but it just looks like you're taking that cardinal from the Cardinals and you're making it slowly evolve like a Pokemon all the way through the org. Like what kind of hawk is red, dude? Like solid red coming flying at you with its talons. Like, but here's the thing. I would even agree with that if it had a hawk's head, but it has the Cardinal's head. That Cardinal, like a mohawk, is on this thing. That's like a crazy she-demon mixture of a hawk and a Cardinal. Like, I have to say this is a C only because I look at this and I'm like, what bird am I looking at here? Like, what is this?
I see that Cardinal head as sort of a way of saying these major players are like A players. And I think that's why the Hawks org has always been cursed.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh, no. All right, what do you guys?
I'm going to go ahead and say it's C. It's not even the best of the major bird orgs, so putting it above average means I also would have to put the other bird orgs
biased. Feels a little biased around here. I don't know.
I did have Hawks at one point, to be fair, too. So I mean,
that's true enough. All right, Max Club, what do you guys think?
I think at first I was gonna say A, because I think like it's red, it's really solid, it's just pretty good. But then once you showed me the mohawk and the cardinal thing, I'm going towards C. It's really weird. I don't like it anymore. Kind of makes me uncomfortable.
Like, you see what I'm saying though? It's got the mohawk.
It's very strange. There's some DNA splicing going on in the Hawks org, and I'm not a fan.
Everybody take a gander, right? Okay, look at our cameras, right? Look at our OBS. Okay, I have the same red almost color of hair, right? It is either the hawk color of this, or if I were to stick my hair back like this, like in mohawk style, this is what that looks like, and I just don't think it looks right. I'm like, what are we looking at here? So I think this is what 4 votes for C, right? And then Revy's was B. I want to say
I haven't gone yet, but
oh right, Klopp,
but it is C. If it wasn't for the continuity error, it'd be a B for me because I like the logo itself at the same level as I like the Admirals.
Don't you lie. Your guys are putting it C because I'm in the org. Don't even lie. Don't even try to sugarcoat it.
Absolutely not.
There's one other problem for this one with me though, is that it looks like a children's coloring book that they got about halfway through and then decided they wanted to color the dinosaur instead. Why are the feet white? Why are the feet white? Like, make them brown. It's not even that hard. Why are they white? You just forget it. It looks like you forgot to color it in or forgot to draw something like in the middle of the body. I don't get it. Like, that's why to me it's a C. So we seem to have the 4 C's and the 1 B. C tier. Hawks, you almost made it. You almost were there. You almost were glorious. All right. I don't think we've gone with you yet, Klopp, right? It's your turn to throw one up on the block here.
I'm gonna go Storm. Let's do Storm.
All right. Storm, bring it up here. And what do you think, brother? What is it?
I think it would be disrespectful to Storm, put it in F tier, because then it has to be with Ascension. Okay. But it's not good. It's terrible. The color scheme is putrid. That yellow is disgusting.
They look like they're the same org. If you put those two together on the bottom, look at it. They look like the same dude drew them, and they're just like, no, this is my indie team right here.
Yeah, there's even like the shaded in like blackish, yellow,
like graphite color at the top.
It looks like a 2010 COD clan logo.
Storm sniping, trick shots only.
I was gonna really advocate for C tier, and then you said that, and oh my god,
no! Oh no! Yeah, I know. I have to agree now. Now that we said that, it just doesn't look great. It's not even the best S. Like it looks like
No,
my handwriting, and trust me, I want to be a doctor. It's terrible. It's awful. I don't know about that one. Like it is. Like here's the other thing is it's got an interesting background. It's got the ring, but what's in the ring? Like what are we looking at there?
I
on
think
the
it's a
background?
background's not
lightning.
bad.
Yeah, it kind of looks like
I like the
I like the
background.
idea, but at least the way I'm looking at it now, it looks like you're shining a bright light on a black surface, and it's just reflecting back at you. Like I can't tell it's barely a thunderbolt. Now I like the idea though. If you were to change the S up a little, but I have to agree with you. I think in its current form, I just don't like the main S part. I think if not F, it's at least a D for me. But I think I probably would agree with you guys if you all go F. Like
I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
go with B tier on this one. And
Oh
I know
my.
what?
I know this is a little
What?
controversial. Trust me. The logo itself isn't great, but it is such a big part of RLPC history. This logo has been around since like season 6 or something like that. This was part of the old like major minor. This was a long time ago that this logo was created. And I think that's just like such a cool thing that they kept the logo.
Hey, the
Yeah, but it's
Ascension is part of history
disgusting.
too. Really,
Yeah, it's just
really get them bad
disgusting.
boys to a Hall of Fame museum and get them on out. Like upgrade.
I was gonna say C tier because it's not terrible. Like
Mhm.
could be better, but it could also be a lot worse, like some other logos in that org. So that's why I was gonna say C, but I can't unsee the COD clan anymore. It's absolutely ruined for me now.
All right, and then who's our final holdout? Who is it again, Max? I think it's you. What do you think, brother?
I think F still. Like they're doing the cartoonish thing with like the coin and the S, and there's just like a realistic lightning bolt in the background. Like like we talked about, it's a decent idea on paper. Like I think it could work, but in execution, it's just bad and gross.
All right, so we got 3 Fs, 1 D minus, and 1 B. So we will have to keep it with the F, just like the major team. I mean, I didn't say that on stream. Why did I say that? All right, I guess I'm next up. Oh god, let's take a look here. All right, let's do the Hornets. Let's go from the other end, or the Yellow Jackets. I think is that logo, not the Hornets. I think I keep getting spoiled by UR. All right, so we got this one. I think I actually like this. It's very much a clone of Georgia Tech and their logo, but I like Georgia Tech's logo, so I'm gonna have to give this one a solid B. I think it fits the Yellow Jackets really well. It's one of the better looking ones, and it's not just a boring photo of a B. I like the the fighting. Yeah, sure, it's a clone of Georgia Tech, but I still like it. I think it's a B.
I have a problem with this logo. If you look at the stinger, it looks like it has abs, and it's like really uncomfortable looking to me. Like, why are
They're
you
tough, dude.
personifying the stinger? It's just weird. Like, stop looking at me like that, dude. I don't like it. I
Like,
think
you
it's
like this?
D.
You like what I got going on down here?
Yes. Not a
All right,
fan.
D for you. All right, Stevie. What do you think, brother?
This is a C for me. This should be like the standard for LPC logos. It's not really that good. It really looks like Georgia Tech, but it's not bad. So it'd be hard to rate it D tier. It's not exciting either. I don't know. It's just average. I wouldn't be upset to be playing for this org, but I wouldn't be like thrilled. Be like, oh yeah, let's go.
I think before we go with clap and review, I actually want to change to C as well. I'm gonna pull a Stevie here. Because the more I look at it, the more the nose bothers me. It's sort of like
Yes.
you took like a camel's nose
Yes.
and like elongated it and put it down. Like
Y'all
I
gonna ruin all these
was
logos
like,
for
what
me.
is this? I was like, wait a minute, something doesn't look right here. It's because the nose is as long as the body, and every bee I've ever seen, that's not quite right. And there's no mandibles. What in the world?
Yes, that's exactly what I was gonna go with too. I was about to put it in C just because of the nose, and that nose is just making me angry. It's just like the nose looks like it's like a bird beak almost. It's just like so weird.
I gotta agree with you guys.
It's
you
a
guys pretty
deflated
much covered
balloon.
everything.
Yeah,
That's what it is. It's a
It is.
deflated balloon. That's what it is.
It's C tier. It's fine. It's just there's a few issues with it that impede it from being a very good logo.
So 4 C's and a D, if I remember correctly.
I would put it B tier if they made one change to the current logo.
Mhm.
And he hit the gym. Look at he has no muscles. Look at those arms.
He's flag. He was like Max the other day before we got started. He's like, here, come see these guys? I swear they're here. It's just the camera, you know.
Just
No,
the
I agree with
angle.
you. Yeah, he does. He's got to get them reps going. All right. See, it is. All right, who? I'm drawing a blank. Was it Max that I had go second? Was it Stevie? I'm blind. I
It
don't
was
remember.
Max.
All right, Max, you're up then.
Let's put up the dragons, actually.
All
I
right.
think this one is a solid A, actually. Like it looks really cool. It's like a cool dragon. The color scheme is really good. It's like a nice red with like a magenta and some blue going on, and I really like the distinct background. I just think it's a really good logo, and I would be like, yeah, go Dragons. This is sick.
Mm-hmm. I definitely agree. I like the org, first of all. I like the photo. I think there's other things you could do with the dragon. Like if you wanted to make even the dragon themed org, you could do like a Shiryu and you'd have all kinds of different designs. But I really like this design. I think it really embodies the team, obviously. It looks nice. It's got the right amount of spikes. The color scheme is one of the better ones to me with that rose in addition to the lighter reds. So I definitely agree with you. I think it's a solid A tier.
I want
I
to say
like it.
A tier. Oh,
Go ahead.
you go.
Okay.
I was gonna say I want to say A tier, but I'm gonna say B tier because it kind of has that like old quality look that some of those like second generation quote unquote logos
Mhm.
have. It doesn't have like that flair that like Hawks, Beavers kind of have. So that's the only reason it's B tier for me. If it was
Mhm.
like a little more of that like third tier logos that we got, it would be A for sure. But
Like the
that
depth
I'll
of
give it a
color
five.
and shading, like that
Right,
stuff.
right. It just
Mhm.
looks a little like the quality just looks a little like all
Basic.
right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at too. It just seems a little dated. It's a really good logo. It just needs to be updated and bring a little bit more life back to it. So I'm at a B as well.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm putting it at a B as well, just above the Admirals. I still think the Admirals is really good logo, but like this, it's a little dated, as Klopp said. It looks a little like old school almost. Like it, I don't even know how else to describe it, but it just looks basic. But yeah, I like the
Okay.
color scheme. I like the logo itself.
So we will go with B there. 3 Bs, 2 As. What we can do, actually, what you made me think of, is at the end, when we get all these sorted in their respective C, B, F, whatever, we can go through, left being the best one of the C tier and right being the worst, and we can go through and order them and see what we like as terms of just the worst of the worst and the best of the best. But all right, so we have decided on the Dragons at a B. I do like the logo though, so I think it's interesting. Although the more I look at it, and I know I'm looking at this through the Discord here, but is it like sticking its tongue out through the side like a dog? Or like, am I just blind? What is
No,
that? Like,
it almost looks like that. I think it's just a little deceiving because of the angle. It doesn't really do it justice.
Yeah.
I think that'd be funny though. If you had the tongue just coming out like a dog, I would definitely keep that A tier. It was like
I'd
that.
put that in S. Like,
Just
come on, that's an S tier.
Oh my. All right, Steve, you're up, brother. What are we doing next?
All right, I'm gonna go with the first logo that I think should be absolutely S tier, and is the sock eyes. This
Yeah.
little dude is pogging. It's part of that like last logo section with the quality. This is the most S tier logo we've ever seen.
I love how he looks like he's laying on a banana hammock. Like, how you doing, boys? He has it going. I think you're right. The color scheme looks good. I think you're right. He's pogging. He looks fun. He looks like he's having fun. I definitely agree that I think it's S tier.
Yep, S tier, 100%. It's just he's just pogging out, like Stevie said it. That's really all you can say.
I don't know. I think he's just a little bit too happy. Like, I don't know. Like,
He plays Rocket League. He's never touched
Yeah,
rank,
yeah.
clearly.
Yeah.
But in terms of no socio-political issues and RLPC involved, I think just logo on a basis is S tier.
It is the best logo out of the entire league.
Yep.
And I'm a little mad that Stevie brought it up right now because I wanted to save it for a little bit.
Yeah,
But
me too.
it is S tier. I will no longer refer to them as the sock eyes. They're now pogfish. That's just how it is.
That's got to be the new Twitch sticker. If we can get some of those going, if we can get the partner with you guys as help, we can get some Twitch stickers. Maybe get a pogfish. But I think you're right. I like the team name too. Sock eyes.
Yeah.
I think it's more innovative than calling them like the tuna or whatever, like a lot of leagues do. Just a different, like, most well-known fish or the bluefins or whatever. So all right, guys, we're all in agreement. S tier on that one. Maybe possibly the best S tier. We'll have to see. Revy, take us away. What are we doing next?
The Galaxy.
Okay, here you go.
Low D tier.
You don't like Mr.
I
Branson
do not like.
in
I do
space?
not like. I think it fits the team well. I think it works well with the team. I just don't like the design. I think it's just so basic and it's just so. It's so like blocky almost. I don't even know how else to describe it.
Okay.
There's
Stevie,
no
what do you think?
detail in it.
What do you think here? What are we going with?
This is another S tier for me. The only issue I really have with this logo is Galaxy is also purple, and the background is also purple. So,
So
it
you
kind
lose
of
the
blends
G,
in.
and it looks like Aka.
Yeah. You kind of can't read it unless it's like super zoomed in. But the theme is good. The whole like org thing is all good. It's an S tier though. I could give it A because the Galaxy riding, but I still think it's S. I think it's one of the better ones.
I think it's A tier. It's a solid A tier. The only thing that bugs me about it, and I don't know if it's just the tier list or whatever, but like it cuts off the G and the Y. That's the only thing that's kind of bugging me about it. It just cuts off part of it. But I think it's a really, really solid logo. I think D is disrespectful.
Okay, so let me clarify this. When I say D tier, it's not because the logo itself isn't good. I think the logo is decent. Like I think it's probably a B or C tier logo. It's just the way that the color scheme is. It's just it's so awkward to look at and so awkward to like see. It's non-detailed. It's blocky almost. It just sort of looks like it's I don't want to say made by a child, but that's like the first thing that popped in my head that makes sense.
Not a design expert. That's what you're trying to go with here. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Max, what do you think? We got votes all over the place. We got a D, an S, an A. What do you got now?
I'm kind of right in the middle. I'm B tier. I think this logo has a lot of potential, but it's a little clip art, or not clip art, like MS Paint for me. Like there's not really any sharp edges, not a lot of detailing, not a lot of texturing. It's also not symmetrical. Like why not put the astronaut right in the middle of the logo so you can draw a line right down so it's even. Like it's those little things that I think if they're tweaked, they could be S tier, but it is a little bit awkward. I actually do like the color scheme a lot. I like the purple and the fuchsia and the white kind of looking like that, but it's the symmetry, the non-texturing. It's just a little awkward, but I think it's good. It's B tier.
All right, so I'm the deciding vote, and I'm going to give them the A for effort. Because here's the thing. I really appreciate the fact they did the Galaxy like little drawings in the back, right? They did just leave it a shield. It's not just a shield with an astronaut. They have, the little Saturn that you can see and the stars. But my problem is also the Galaxy itself being the same color, so you lose it, especially on black backgrounds. But the more I looked at it, particularly in this view, the more that because of the way they have the X and the Y sort of coming out with the same colors as the border on the shield, it looks like you have an astronaut with like an alien, like a Dwebble in the background, like the Pokemon, like Crustle or Dwebble, like with little legs coming off the bottom of the shield that makes it look like a big alien. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, it looks like a little Crustle in the background. And it's just very blocky, and that looks wrong to me. So if you fix the Galaxy, I think it could be a lot better. But I'm going to give it the A for effort, and I think that's 2 A's, and thus we keep the Galaxy at A tier. So I like I said, it's just that it looks a little strange, like with the double look, but I think the effort that was put into it makes it really look nice. So, all right, and then finally, last but not least, Klopp, you're last up on the Klopp, you're last up on the block here. What do we throw up next?
Let's go with the Whitecaps.
Okay.
For me, the Whitecaps are a C tier. It's good. It's nothing special. I like the idea behind it. Like the mountain's cool, but it just I don't know what it is. It just something feels off to me, and it kind of draws me away from the logo just a little bit. I get distracted.
Yeah, I don't really know what's going on. Like, what am I looking at? Like a white cat? Isn't that just like a wave that like breaks? So, like,
That or
it
a
just
mountain with a snow cap on top.
Oh, it just looks like ice to me. So, like, oh, cool ice. Yeah, C tier for me too.
As Max said on stream, I gained no information from watching this. I have gained literally nothing from looking at this thing. It just looks like a white and blue blob on the screen. Like, there's no detail, there's no nothing. This is C tier for me. Probably even D.
Okay. Stevie, what do you think?
Might be a little biased. I really did like the old Whitecaps logo.
Yeah.
This one, it's good. It has a lot going on. The actual mount top isn't white. That's minus for me. And then if this was the Avalanche logo, like would you like if they kept the old Whitecaps and it was Avalanche, because it looks like they have like something going on in the middle. Like would you even notice? So it gets bumped down to D tier for me because of those two. But it's actually pretty good. I just think the cap's not being white and it actually could be the Avalanche logo is too many negative points for me.
Yeah, I would agree with you. Actually, D tier. Now it's going to end up being C as we have 3 Cs and 2 Ds. But I agree. The cap's not white. I don't think there's more you could do with it. I like the level of detail that went into this one. Like you said, there's a lot going on in the middle, and they did a lot of nice shading. But it doesn't. Like you said, it doesn't tell you anything. It doesn't tell you it's white caps. Think of what you could do with white caps. You could do mountains with like Shangri-La on the front of it or something. Like anything that signifies a mountain with a white top, or even as Max said, if you wanted to go the wave. Although that's not really the org's like style. You do have the tides, so you wouldn't really want to do that. But still, it just doesn't really say white caps. It says blue triangle to me. So I agree. I definitely think it's probably D because there's more that could be done with it. Even if you had 2 of them, it's the white caps, not the white cap. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
I would not be upset if we move it down to D.
Yeah, no, the more I look at it,
looking at it right next to the Hawks logo is just miles and miles above.
Yeah.
Hawks logo, it's like it's gonna pick it up and put it back down in the D
Yeah.
category. Like, like, no, you ain't allowed up here. No.
It's taking right. White feet and being like your white caps aren't white. You're going back down to D tier. Yeah, no.
But my thing is, like, if you're putting something in D and F tier, like, I feel like it should be a sore sight to look at, like the Storm and the Ascension. Like, I actually don't want to look at that anymore. So, like, it's not
F.
that.
That's F. But
Yeah,
D doesn't tell you anything. Like, why would I bother looking at it? I think is what I look at D.
Yeah,
like,
I think that's fair.
But I definitely agree with you. I could see why you'd want to put it C just because of the level of effort that went into making it clearly with the the waves and the way that they had done the interior design. Sure, you might do a nice Van Gogh, but that doesn't mean the screen looks great, whatever. So I definitely think we're gonna stick with D on this one because it's looking a little spicy, a little rough. All right, I guess I'm back up, going around again. I'm gonna throw the Centurions up there. I think this is one we were talking about before. Here's the thing. I like this logo. If you want to bring it up, Mike, the Centurions, the second one after the Bulls. Oh boy. All right. Well, I hope so. If it is, what's going on, guys? This is Fireside Chats with Papa Medic. You guys remember those, right? Papa Medic and the boys.
I don't.
But
the Ascension need its own tier.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me visit. Okay. We had a bit of a pause, guys. You probably won't see it. We're gonna try to edit it together, but that's why we seem to be maybe in a different place. All right. But before Streamlabs decided it wanted to take a little vacay, we were gonna talk about the Centurions, and I wanted to bring them up because first of all, I like the color scheme. I do think though that it looks a little too similar to some of the Warriors or the Titans logos in particular from the Titans org. I just think Centurions, I think it's almost there. And that's why I'm going to put this one at a solid C tier. And I'm going to put it at C tier because while I think I love the color scheme, it looks like a Doritos Locos Tacos, like promo. Like you got the Doritos logo in the background, and then what you wanted to be a Centurion, but you can't quite tell that he's got the Roman sort of hair on his helmet thing. So he just looks like an 80s Mohawk dude wanted some Doritos Locos Tacos, put on his D&D outfit, and went to get some. So that to me is why this is a solid C tier.
Okay, so I'd like to point out that our lovely streamer Mike just put it right next to the Wizards logo, and it's almost identical.
Wait, put them together. Put them together for the audience there, Mike. Oh my goodness, they shrunk it and changed the photo.
Yeah.
Doritos Locos Tacos, midnight version.
So I think in reality we should be putting these both together wherever we put them, like because they're almost identical. Like it's just exactly the same.
Okay, well we'll take them as a unit then. We'll go through them each and see what we want to say. Do we want to say they're both C tier? Revi, answer that question.
I'm going with C as well. It's a solid logo. They look really solid, but as you said, it's super similar to a lot of other logos, specifically the Wizards and the Spartans org logos.
I don't like it.
Which one? Either or both?
Particularly the Centurions is just nasty to me. Like, what is that weird ginger ponytail thing coming out of the helmet? That's not like the thing on the Trojans. That's just like a horse's mane coming directly out of the middle of the head. It's orange, And also, like, what's up with like the body? It just chopped off like right above the shoulders.
I like he's stanced up too. He ain't just like a normal like posed for this photo. He's like, I am Centurion man. Like he's stanced up, shoulders to the ceiling. Like
It almost looks like he has like his hands on the top of his sword and he's like putting his sword on the ground. You know what I'm saying? Like the tip
oh
is,
yeah, okay.
yeah,
Okay, but Max, keep going. All right. So, but would you put this D? Would you put the Wizards C? What do you think?
I'll put this D and the Wizards too. The Wizards that looks like a person with leprosy. I'm gonna be honest with you. The Wizards. This
You
just
don't like
they're-
Gandalf the Grey with the white beard?
No, both of them are just gross looking to me. I don't like it. Like I don't like the color schemes. I don't like the Dorito in the background that they're sitting on. Yeah, no. D.
Like Doritos? What's wrong with you?
Not
Post
those
Malone would be
Doritos.
ashamed.
Okay,
But,
I'm glad at least somebody didn't say C because I'm saying F. Oh my.
all right.
I don't like the concept's okay for a logo, but I don't like it at all. Like it's kind of quality, kind of effort, but these I don't like looking at them. I don't like when they're on stream looking at them. They look so bad on the sheets. Oh, these are just not pleasant to look at.
The Wizards does suffer from the same Galaxy issue of like half the body seems to just disappear into the
Yup.
black background because like all the colors are the same. Like they're even darker versions of the colors. They're so close to the black. Like it is a little interesting, and it's
Just-
sort of like they were like, I want to make so much detail up until they got to the eyes, and then they're like, what should I do? 2 slits. All right, we're done. Like,
The background just really doesn't do either of the pictures justice. Like the background makes the foreground just look garbage. And
Yeah.
the foreground isn't even that bad. It's just it doesn't mesh whatsoever.
Let me throw an idea out there, right? For the Centurions one in particular. I know this is more a Templar, but what if you did like a Templar style Crusader shield on the back and you changed the color scheme to red and white? I think that would look better. I think it's not necessarily a Centurion, but it still would look better than Doritos Locos Tacos. I think
100%.
like I think that would look pretty neat if you did the shield in the back, even just a shield. If you didn't do it the Crusader colors, you could just change that up a little. I think it would look a lot better. And I think it needs to be a side profile of the helmet. I think is really where we need to go with the Centurions one, right? So like instead of dead on, he's looking at you and you've got his shoulder top armor. Just have the helmet with so you can tell the mane on the top of the helmet. But I forget exactly what that's called. I used to know. And just that way with a shield or something, I think it'd look a lot better to get you to a Centurion. Or like even based it off the. Did you guys watch the Assassin's Creed Valhalla trailer? Any of
No.
you?
No.
Oh, it's such a good trailer. I'm gonna bring it up for you guys at some point. But in that, the Viking fights what is basically a Roman centurion, and the dude is like humongous. And I think looking like him would be pretty good. So I definitely think there's agreements to be made. I'm gonna bump it down to D tier as well. So I think we've got what 2 D tiers, 1 F tier. I forget everybody else's votes.
It's a D tier for me.
It's a
too.
D tier. I put it
Okay.
D.
All right, D tier all the way around and 1 F. Though I completely agree with Stevie that sometimes it is hard to look at. It's hard to see, particularly unless you've got it on like a white background. It's just unfortunate, but I do think they belong together. I think you're right. They're a match made in Dorito heaven.
Yeah,
Like
they
the
really are.
Pringles, the Pringles
Wizard-
snacks.
The
Yeah.
Wizards being right on side of it kind of like ruins it, but it's also like not really unique. Like I don't know. It just there's it's just, I don't know.
No, I definitely feel that. I
Just
think
waiting, just waiting for the day we have these two teams on stream and Stevie just can't even watch it because it's just so bad he can't even look at it.
I do think though that when we go through and order them from best to worst of D tier and whatever, I think the Centurion should be in front of the Wizards though.
Yeah,
Because as much
100%.
as I just the Wizards color scheme is what makes it worse for me. Like I at least like the orange and black than for the Centurions, and there's a little more effort into it than the Ghost Mage or the Bone Mage, whatever he is. But all right, so we're back to you, Max. What do you think? What do you want to throw up here?
I think I want to roll with Wolves.
All right.
I'm going S tier with this one. I think this is clean. I love the sky blue and the dark blue and like the Arctic kind of style look. It's really sharp. I think it would look great on stream, like up in the corner next to the team name. Like I think that one looks really, really good. It's just clean, awesome color scheme. It's like a wolf. That's super cool. A wolf. That's super cool too.
Like a wolf. Yeah, like a wolf.
Oh wow.
I agree.
bad.
I 100% agree. S tier for me.
Mhm. Okay, Klopp, what do you think?
It's A tier for me. It's really good. It's just it's not on the level of the Sockeyes for me. And we probably should make an S+ for the Sockeyes because nothing's gonna even come
Sockeye
close to
tier.
it.
Yeah.
You know what would be funny?
Sockeye
Is
tier.
if you could
Yeah.
turn it around and have it giving that mean look to the happy sockeye, I think they'd be a match made in heaven. The sockeye would just be like, "Hey," and the wolf would just be like, "Why are you here? Why do you exist?"
Yeah.
That's what he looks like. But Stevie, what do you think?
I'm also A tier. It's really good. I like how like you have the fur and stuff, and the color scheme's okay, but it's just like the color's just missing something for me. I don't know if like the sky blue just doesn't really fit. I don't even know what color I'd want it to be. It's just it's really good, and it's a lot better than some of the other logos. So it goes A, but it's not S. It's not sockeye level.
Okay,
All right.
S tier doesn't mean it's sockeye level. Sockeye
Now we'll
level
go
is
through
S+.
and see. But all right, so we've got 2S and 2A. I guess I'm the decider vote here. I think I'm going to take it on the grand scheme of looking at all the logos, and I'm going to put it back to S, and I think we're going to leave it at S because
Fair enough.
I like the colors. I agree with you, Stevie. Sometimes it could feel like it's missing something if you have it on a white background, like on the sheets. It looks like it's missing a little something or other. But like on most of the stuff, it looks good. And I think what takes it to S for me over A is the level of detail. The little crinkle on the corner of his nose there that makes him look older. The fact he did a little bit of darker shading on the neck so you can tell that it's the scruff and the fur overlaps. Just that little stuff. The way that this was built like that, I think just for the effort and all of that, I definitely think it's S tier. Because like you guys said, I don't think you'd have a problem if this was your logo. I think it looks really nice. And I think it's almost there. And I just don't think Galaxy is a good logo, but has them issues. I really don't think this has many issues that would keep it down in A. So I definitely think I want to go with S. And that way we have 3S and 2A. So we'll keep it at the S. And now, Stevie, you're up. What do you think, brother? What you want to throw up there?
All right, I'm gonna throw up one that's we might get overrun on this logo. I'm gonna throw up the Panthers logo.
Oh boy, yeah. You got two current members of that
Yeah.
Oregon, one former. All right, what you think?
This is A or B for me. It's not S. It's good. The whole org's on the red color, so it's great, but it's A or B. It's not special. I don't even know what I would want them to do for it to be special, but I really like it. I'll go with A actually. There's no way it's B. Now that I think about it, looking at dragons and admirals.
Okay.
I'm gonna agree and say it's A. And just because the Panthers are so overused in everything, but they did something different with it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think that sort of like improves the logo. It's not like the same like color scheme. It's not the same everything. It's different. I like the eyes. I like the nose. I like how those are different colors, or they're the same color, but they oppose from the red.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'll go next because we will have the two biased votes here at the end. But my only problem with this logo is that this is not a panther. This is a jaguar. And you can tell that by the facial structure. This is not a panther. It's just not. It just isn't. Just much like the leopards is not a leopard. This is not a panther. So, that brings it down definitely from S tier for me. I think that this one, I would put it at B. I like it. And I think it would be the top of B, but I like it. I think it's a good logo. I like the detail, but the fact that it's not a panther and that I don't know. There's just something about it that's like, yeah, it looks nice, but even if it were all black, I think it would look better. Yes, it'd be more of a jaguar, but I think it like all black would look a whole lot better than this like all reddish look. I still think it's really good. Top of B, like A minus even. Actually, I'm gonna change it to A. I'll make it A minus, but the back A. I think it's a good logo. I just don't think that it's just not S tier. It's not close to S tier because it's not the right animal for one.
I'm also A. Thank you, Dad, for the zoology lesson. But just like
I'm gonna tell you about the canine features. Okay.
I think it's as good as the logo can really get though. Like this logo could never be S tier, like at the base that it's at. I think it's as good as it's gonna get. There's really not very many tweaks that you could do to make it better. It's just like really good. It looks intimidating. It's a good logo. It's got good shadowing. It stands out against a blank color, things of that nature. So I think it's a really good logo. Never has a chance to be S, but it's solid and it's A.
Okay. I agree.
It's an A tier logo. That's where I would have put it. That jawline, it's just beautiful. It's beautiful. I would marry that jaguar.
It's rugged, just like
panther,
me. No.
Whatever. It's a beautiful jawline. The shading's
it is.
great. The eyes are menacing. I would be afraid to come up against that team.
I do like the eyes. The eyes really do kind of sell that image to me.
Yeah, I like how they're
Staring
like
at you.
white. It's almost like it's like staring so like furiously that like I don't know. It just looks menacing. I don't.
If you look at the stream though of it, it looks like the second eye, the small one in the back, is red. So it looks like he's got a demon eye sort of staring at you, and also one that's just completely normal, at least from the
Oh
way my
yeah,
screen is
with the
doing it.
ear. With the
Yeah,
ear.
he looks with the
Yeah.
ear in the back. It looks like he's got like
Yeah.
one demon pirate eye in the back, ready to go, ready to fight, like cyborg. That's how you make it S tier. You change him from the Panthers to a cyborg panther. That's how
Yeah.
you do it. That's how you get him up there, get some gears going. That's how you would do it, Max. See, it could go S tier. We just come up with the best of ideas. So I think we're all in agreement. Pretty much A though, Stevie. What do you think?
Yeah, A is good. You said it's not a Panther, so that's kind of irking me now. But we could chill in A.
We don't totally have to be that weird about it. Yeah, I think he's solid, like A minus, like he's right in the A's. So he's pretty good. All right. So now we do move on to Raid. I'm just thinking of Raid now and how he's gonna get on me about the Beavers. Revy, what do you think, Revy?
I'm gonna put up the Sharks. I'm gonna put them in B.
Okay.
It reminds me of the shark from Finding Nemo. I cannot
Bruce.
remember.
Oh, I knew I was
Bruce.
gonna say that.
Yes,
Big Bruce.
I could not think of the name. I've been staring at that, trying to think of it for the past like 5 minutes, and I could not. But
That's Cloud's
all it
boyfriend. That's how I
reminds me of.
remember. His name's Bruce.
That is all I can remember. Like all I can think of when I see that logo, and that just brings such good memories back. So I think that's a B for me.
Mhm.
Maybe even A, but probably B.
I would make this A, but it suffers from the same problem as Stevie pointed out with the dragons do, that pixeliness. So I definitely think it's B. The only way to make that A would be to upgrade it a little bit and get a little more shading. But I like it. Like, I wouldn't say change the design at all. I would just say update it a little and do some more shading and get rid of the pixel look. But if you had better than that, that's definitely like a solid A plus tier, like A or mid A tier. But currently as it stands, I'm saying B.
Yeah.
Max
Now
looks
that
like
we
he's ready to puke.
B. This thing is nasty, dude. Why is it smiling at me like that? And look at the gills too.
Fish
They're
are
just
friends, not food, brother.
like no, this thing is gross. Look at the gills. They're just like drawn on with a pencil. And then he looks like he's like plotting too. Like the way his tail is like curled up under him and his little fins are like he. Like stop smiling at me like that. It's
but that
gross.
fits Nuss, dude. Nuss is on this roster. Big King
Yeah.
Sandbagger. So he's got to plot all the time.
But sharks can't even like see. Like it looks like it's like looking at something, and the eyes are looking forward. Sharks look like side to side. How is this thing looking
My
forward?
only
I don't know.
problem is that sharks can only swim forward, and this man is definitely 180ing it right now, looking behind him like, "Hello, my friend, what you say?" Like that's not possible, not real. But I still think for me it's going to be a solid B. Sorry, so we got 1D, two Bs. All right, Stevie, what do you think?
This is also a B. I agree with the whole shading thing. Yeah, B for Bruce now. We've named the shark.
Yeah, B for
exactly,
It has to be.
exactly.
Well, my vote doesn't matter. I think it's a C, but it's gonna stay in B anyways. That's fine.
So what's your
I think it's
reasoning
on-
though?
I think it's on the level of the Yellow Jackets. It's basic. It's fine. It's a C tier logo. It's just nothing special.
I could see it being about equivalent to the Beavers, but I think the reason that for me it's a B tier, there's nothing expressly wrong with it. Like how the Beavers' teeth are a little too much, or the Yellow Jackets have the nose, it's a little odd. I think there's just nothing wrong with it, but I think it belongs in front of the Admiral. Actually, I think it's kind of funny we have the Admirals and the Shark together, but yeah, I think it's we'll get to that. But I definitely think it's solid B, and so we have 3 votes for B, 1 for C, and 1 for D. It will stay in B. And finally, Klopp, you are up, brother. What do you want to throw up here?
Let me throw up the Ducks. I think the Ducks are better than the Sharks. I think they're A tier. It just looks smug. That's the only real complaint I have about it. It looks like the Ducks are just so arrogant that they can do whatever they want when they want to. And it just kind of throws me off. I don't like it. But other than that, I think it's a pretty clean logo.
I mean, have you seen the players in the org? I mean, it makes
I'm well
sense.
aware of the players that have been in that org, but it doesn't make me happy.
I'm talking about currently in the org, but you know, you do
Yeah,
you.
no. All right, Revy, what do you think? What do you think this one
I'm
is?
going with S. 100%. I mean, not S. A. 100%
Not
S.
just
A.
that.
Yeah, no. It's definitely a solid logo. I will say this, that the old Ducks logo was 100% an S in my book. That logo was was goated.
What
It
was the
probably-
old Ducks one? I don't even remember.
Oh, I think it was season 11. It had like its wing, its wing like in front of it. It looked like it was just so cool. It was so clean, and it was just like perfect. Yeah, but this logo is still an A tier. I think they still did a really good job with this logo.
Okay, I'll go next. Why not? So first of all, I can never think about this Ducks team without thinking of casting with Cyan, my main man, who always he had that northern accent every time he'd say the Ducks and he'd enunciate the D, and it just you could tell he's from like Brooklyn, like straight through and through. I think here's the thing. I really like this logo up until the point that you get to the snake eyes. And then I'm just sitting there wondering like what happened here? But I still think I would leave it at A. And I think I'd leave it at A because you're right. I think it's better than if you were to copy like a Mighty Ducks, logo or whatever. I do like it. I like the level of detail. The bill's done perfectly, so I definitely would leave it at A with you guys.
It's also an A for me. The expression on the face does it in. Yeah, I feel like this one's really well.
I like how the way we have this currently set up with the Panthers, they either are having like the meanest stare down contest ever, or that duck is about to kiss that panther. I don't know which one's about to happen, but it's getting awful close. So, all right, who's left? What, Max? Right, Max? What do you think?
I think it's A tier as well. But I don't know, something's just like a little weird about it. Like I think it's just the team named Ducks. Like I just can't envision a team named the Ducks ever winning. Like, so I just think that's what holds it back. You're
Clearly,
just aren't
you've
gonna
never
win.
watched a fan favorite D2 the Mighty Ducks, brother.
Well, at
Ducks
least in
play together.
RLPC, Ducks are never winning an RLPC
They
championship
forfeit a lot of
from here on
games.
out. Yeah, that's true.
That org forfeits a lot of games, but we won't get into that.
I don't think that the Ducks have ever actually won. Now that I'm thinking of it,
Never will.
All right, well, we're on agreement. A tier on that one. Nice looking. I do like the level of detail too. That it's got that like ascot around its neck for whatever reason. Like you got it tamed. It's just sort of interesting, and it breaks it up from having just the longest neck in existence. Because if you think about it without that ascot, if you guys just take a gander, think about how big that neck is. That turned into a crane real fast. Like if that was all green, like I don't know about that one. Like a little strange. Either way, all right. Klopp, you did the Ducks, right?
Yep.
So it's back to me. Oh, I want to do Scorpions. And for me, this is a solid A tier. The shading's right. I like the idea of the Scorpion. I think it's a fun team name. The only thing I don't like is how the mandibles sort of start to blend into the eyes because it's all black in there. But I think like if you looked at it when it was closer, it looks a lot more detailed. I think it looks good. I wish they had the pincer a little more pronounced though. It does look sort of like it's just a loop that goes into its back rather than having the little pincer or not pincer, the stinger at the back. But I do think that overall, this is one of the more evolved ones. It'd be on the lower end of A, but I definitely like this logo. I'm gonna put it at A.
This is a D for me. What is this angle? What is that angle? We don't have the pincer.
It's the Scorpion shot, dude.
I don't like the angle. The angle is terrible for me.
I mean, yeah, this angle is awful, but I will agree with that. But I still like the logo. It's a solid B tier for me.
Clyde?
All right, well, I'm gonna throw a wrench into works, and I'm gonna go C. If it wasn't for the tail, I think this is a lobster. It's not great, but it's not terrible. It's not a Doritos Locos Taco, so I can't put it down there. It's C. It's fine.
All right, so Max, you're our decider, dude. Think carefully. Think about who you love more. That's all I'm saying.
So I'll before I reveal my answer, I'll look at the Panthers and the Ducks. They've each got their thing going on. Like the Panthers are looking really intimidating. The Ducks have that smug look. The Sockeyes are just like pogging out, like we talked about. They're all doing something. They've got something special. That's literally just a scorpion. Like there's nothing special. It's just a scorpion. D tier. What am I looking at? How am I supposed to root for just like a normal organism?
So
that has nothing special about it.
Looks like Max is getting dropped tonight.
Yikes. All right, well, either way, I think we do end up having 2 votes for D, so here we are. Scorpions will be D. Although, what do you guys think? I want to ask you, what do you think would help make this one look better? We can do this at the end for all the lower tier ones like D below. Maybe having it like in a shot glass or something would be kind of fun. I don't know. What do you do to make a Scorpion look better than the Scorpion?
You don't. That's the only. It's a cool design. It's a cool like theory, but there's nothing you can really do to make it look better.
Okay. We'll have
Any
to
different angle?
brainstorm. Yeah,
Any different angle?
different angle we could see. All right, well, guys, that will be a D. And so next up, Max, what do you think? What are you throwing up here?
What to put up? I'm gonna do Bulls. I think Bulls is a solid B. It's just like good. It's fine. That's all I really have to say about it. It's just like cool. Like yeah, I'm on the Bulls. That's pretty much all I gotta say about it.
I will say this, that RLPC sure does like their logos with the white eyes.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, like there's a lot of orgs like this, and I think there's a lot to be improved on with this logo. It's definitely a really solid logo. I think it's really cool. I love the org. I love all the affiliate orgs as well. But I still think this is A. Like this is definitely an A tier for me.
Okay, 1A, 1B. What are we thinking?
I'm gonna go with B also. It's just not on the level of like Galaxy, Ducks, Panthers kind of stuff. Like there's only so much you could do with a bull, and I feel like that's why it suffers so much. But the quality and the shading on it is really good, so it's definitely B.
You know what I think you do to make it A? You add an earring to it, like an actual cattle earring.
Yeah,
Make it look a little
Nah,
tougher.
a septum.
Okay, so 1 second. Let me find the screenshot. Stites actually, I don't know if Stites made this or not, but Stites sent a logo where instead of brown, it was black, or not black, gray, and the eyes were red. And I think that's a big improvement to the logo itself. And it adds like just so much because it actually looks like angry. It looks like an actual bull, like about to charge. Like that's what it looks like, right? Like it looks like a bull. I don't know. I just thought I should mention that.
Well, unfortunately, we're not doing that logo. So
Yeah,
for me, it's a B.
yeah,
It's a
unfortunately.
B. It's okay. It's definitely a B plus. It's solid. It's better than all the other B logos in my opinion, but it doesn't quite reach A for me.
So, go ahead.
My thing is like, where's the bull ring? Come on, like, where's the smoke, steam coming out of the nose? Where's the bull ring? Do those little things up. I think that logo has the potential to be S tier, but it's just not. Like, it's just fine.
Okay, so I'm. Oh wow. Okay. Well, I can't post the one that it actually should look like, but if you guys look in media team, which I think most of you can see, that's what it should be. That's clearly what it should be.
I don't
Right
think
there,
I can
the
see it, but-
gentleman bulls. I'll send it to you, Ravi. Hold on. But it's I think that's what it should be. Honestly, okay, no problem. I tried to put another one in there, but apparently Discord has its own image filter, so you can't put explicit ones through there. But here's the thing: I think it's a solid B as well, and I think this will stay as a B. I like it enough. Like I said, there's a few things you could do, like to add a little extra to this itself. But I think if I were to redo this logo, I would do it more sort of like the Greek style of bull, where they've done a lot of bull artwork that would just take it to A. I think really, at the end of the day, to make some of these logos look better, especially the ones that are sort of blasé animal style, you're going to need more to the image itself. But you don't want to overcrowd the image as well. So I definitely think it's a solid B tier. I like the shading. The colors look nice together, well chosen. But I think it's just missing a few things that would elevate it to A or S tier. So I definitely think we're going to be sticking with B on this bad boy. B for Bulls. We'll stay there. B for Bulls and Bruce. That's it. So, all right, Stevie, you're up now. What do you think? Throwing any
All
up
right.
there?
Speaking of logos that have too much going on, we're gonna put Kings up. And
Okay.
this has way too much going on for me. Like you could still put the King's name with a crown, but the person completely unnecessary. Instant F tier for me.
Okay. Instant F tier. All right, who's next? Who wants to talk about this one next?
I agree. Tyrus is. I don't want to look at this logo at all in the slightest. It's ugly. The shading's pretty bad. It sort of just looks like a man with a crown. Like it could literally be anyone. Like it's not like in a chair. It's not in anything. It just sort of just upper half, like shoulders up.
For me, this one's going to be D tier. I like it enough. There's a lot of effort and detail into it, but it's a carbon copy of a logo for the Kings org in RSC, Rocket Stock Car Confederation, which is called the House of Cards. Is their franchise, and it has almost the exact same logo to a T. I hate RSC, and it's a bad org or bad league, so it further diminishes it for me. But I still think the level of effort and stuff is probably going to be a D tier. That said, I think that you're right. You could do it more as like a card, like King style, but I don't think it's on the level of Ascension, particularly with the detail. But I do agree, it's not a good logo, and not one that you really look at for very long.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's D. When I was 12, that probably would have been like super sick to me, but there's just way too much going on. It's D. Like, yeah,
Now that you shaved, dude, are you sure you're not 12 again? You know what I'm saying?
All right. D tier.
All right, Claude, what do you think, brother? You're our tiebreaker. We have 2 F and 2 D.
It's F. It's not good.
All
It's
right,
just-
F it is.
I don't want to look at it. Get it off my screen.
I'm noticing a theme of black and yellow on the bottom of the F tier.
It's not even yellow. It's putrid. I don't even know what color. Like, it's not
Mustard.
bronze. It's mustard. There you go. There you go.
Stadium mustard.
Disgusting.
You don't cover your hot dog in mustard? You don't love mustard, dude? What's wrong with you?
Just not on my team logos.
All right. Revy, I think you're next.
Yeah, I'm gonna put up the Lumberjacks. I'm gonna put this in A. I really like this logo. I like the green and black design. I just like everything about it. Really, it's just solid, but it's not quite S tier.
Okay.
It's
All right,
unique
cool.
and cool. I'm also A tier.
Paul Bunyan style.
Oh,
Being
man.
from Minnesota, that's not quite Paul Bunyan. It's B. Just because it's not Paul Bunyan. That's all. That's the only reason I'm putting it in B tier.
Okay. Stevie, what do you think?
This would be A tier for me if the coloring was better. It's so dark. Like his hand's gray, his shirt's gray, and then like you could barely tell that he has a green cap and axe on. So it instantly goes to D tier. Like it's just too dark. It's way too dark.
All right.
Oh my!
That man did not meet his quota. I think I would agree with you. I think maybe the beard should be like a brown or something, would make this pop a little more, and make the axe handle brown or something like that. I think instead of just the gray. But I would have to agree. I think this is probably A tier. I think we're gonna have 3 A tiers, and only because it just has so much detail to it and originality to Lumberjack's logo. It's not just an axe or whatever. I think it looks pretty good. I think you're right. Some of the colors could be changed, but on the whole, I think this is still A, still unique, still one you like to look at. So definitely think an
Can
A.
I add one thing, please?
Mhm.
Look at his hand. Are those his fingernails? Please tell me they're his knuckles, because his
Knuckles.
fingernails should not be there.
Was there
Knuckles.
It has to
Knuckles.
be. It almost looked like fingernails to me for a second, and I was going to be very, very confused and very concerned. You can't grip an axe like that.
I mean, if you believe hard enough, you can do anything. You know, but I see what you're saying though, because they tried to do the white accent in there, and it does sort of make it look like he's got some fat fingers. But either way, I still think it's A. So we've got 1 B, 1 D, and 3 A's. So we'll be sticking with A here. And to round us out, Klopp, once again, what do you want to throw up here on the block?
Tempest?
Okay. What do you
I'll do
think?
that.
Oh, you mean Cyclones?
You mean
Cyclone. Sorry.
yeah.
I learned nothing from this image. It's D tier.
Yep.
It just looks like
Tornado.
scribbles.
It's a
Scribbles.
tornado, but it's a
Yeah.
water tornado. It's not a real tornado.
Yeah, just a tornado. That's it. That's really all it is. There's nothing really impressive about it. I mean, it's has detail. You know what it is, but it's so similar to the Tempest logo, or at least the old Tempest logo. I don't know.
I think the problem is your org has Tempest and Cyclones. That's your first problem.
No,
Like,
no.
why?
Tempest is A. This
Oh.
is Indy. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's just so similar. There could have been a lot of different things done. So I think this is also D.
Okay. Stevie, what do you think?
It's probably a B for me. It has that like upgraded coloring that those like 3rd gen logos kind of have. There's not like you could do with a Cyclone though, so that's kind of why it's only B for me. But I do overall like it.
Are we rating every single logo?
Yes, we're doing the podcast right now. Welcome, Raid, to the podcast. And he's gone. And he's gone. All right, that was your guest star, Raid, coming through. I hope you didn't need to see his beaver. Whatever. That's all right. It's all good fun. This is difficult because we have two D votes and one B. I want to go, Max. What do you think first before I go?
C. It's fine. I don't gain much information from this, but it's pretty much either a blue tornado or a water tornado. So I think I get enough. It's C. It's just fine.
I'm gonna have to agree with the D boys. I like the detail, but there just ain't much to it. I mean, you don't know what it is. It looks like a water spout. The other name for the water tornadoes, the water spouts. Like, it's just not a cyclone. There's other things you could do for cyclone. I think this one, So definitely D. And I think with that we have 3 D votes, and this will become a D image.
This is definitely above the Wizards and
Doritos Locos Taco. I think the Scorpion's above the Doritos Locos Taco.
Yeah.
But I think the Scorpion. What do you think? Oh, well, we'll get to that in a minute. If the Scorpions or the Cyclones better. But okay, so I'm back up on the block. So this is the difficulty because I want to put my Pirates up there, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do the Toucans. I want to get these guys in there. I think this is probably S tier.
Yes.
I really like the color scheme. It fits really well together. They also have that sort of intimidating, like, why are you here look, although they look more bored than anything else. I think the nose is done, the beak is done really well. I just love this logo. I think it's S tier.
As a Bird Org member, it is very unfortunate to admit that the Toucans have the best bird logo.
Yes,
so it is definitely S tier.
It is definitely S tier.
Mm-hmm. Max,
Max, before you go, Max, I see you shaking your head. It's S tier. I don't care what you say. It is the best bird in RLPC.
I don't know. It just looks like a bird to me. Like, I don't really see anything special. I'd say B or C personally, but I guess I'm outvoted.
Oh, don't let Titan on fire hear you say that, dude, or you're gonna receive one angry knock at your door.
Go right ahead.
Is Danger gonna send them away again, or like?
Well, actually,
or was it Bard that sent them away? I don't remember.
No. So Danger sent Titan away because Titan said that Danger was the reason that Danger's team lost. Because coincidentally, Danger subbed in, and every time he subbed in, they lost, and they lost the series in a 2-3. So. But then he had to go on a spirit quest to the Himalayas last season, if you do remember that. You guys are ardent fans of the podcast. So I did think we're all in agreement except for Max. This is an S tier logo. It just looks good. It just fits. It looks really, really, really good. So I like it. But all right, Max, you're up. What do you want to throw up next on this block? We're getting towards the end.
You know what? Let's put up the Eagles. I think it's a C. Like, just why is it blue? I don't know. Why is it blue? That's my really big question. I don't like it. It's fine. Why is it blue?
That's a good point.
Why are the Panthers red?
Well, because that's cool.
I think blue's more cool if you get it, but what? So all right,
Dad.
All right, listen, dude. Okay, my dad jokes on peak, on par. All right, so Max with the C. Who's next? What do you think?
A. This is an A on par with the Ducks and Panthers org. I think it's just on par with them.
All right, Klopp, what do you think?
It's very good, but I have to agree with Max. Why are they blue? It looks like some high school logo, and that kind of brings it down to a B tier for me.
Okay, I'm agree with you. Actually, I think it's a B tier. I think it's a really good logo. I like the look. It's got some more definition to its eyes, more than most of the others do. I think it looks really good. The shading is there. I do think it could look a little more intimidating, possibly if it wasn't just all like dark blue. But yeah, I think it's okay. Well, that's it. That's all our guys on the desk.
Okay.
So who's next? Oh wait, Steve, I forgot you were here. What do you think of this logo?
All right. This is an A tier logo for me. I know y'all don't like the blue, but it's definitely not on the level of Hawks, and it has the same attitude that the Ducks have. It's on that level, and they took all the colors. Like blue's all that's left. We can't take green, we can't take red. We have to get a color theme.
And you're definitely not using yellow after what we've seen down there.
we can't have mustard, so it's A tier for sure for me.
All right, Stevie, you got a visitor. So we have our very first tie here between A and B, right? Because we have 2 and A, 2 and B, and one person who's neither. So now, Mike, you're gonna have to come through. You're gonna have to be our tiebreaker, brother. What is it? Is it A or B? Just point us in the direction of what you feel, and we'll see what you decide. And Mike decides it's
Mike.
B tier. Let's go, Mike. You knew
Mike.
it was true. You
What a
knew what
guy.
it was. B tier logos, couple things that could be improved. Also, though, it's because it's got one of the longest necks I think I've seen on an eagle in a very long time. Like it is just, it's a very big chunky boy, but it's still a good logo. I think it's one of the better B tier logos. To be fair, I definitely think it's above the Dragons. I think it's actually above the Bulls as well. I think it's probably the best B tier logo that we've got. All right. With that though, Stevie, what do you think? Wait, this is Stevie's turn, right? Or am I?
That is Stevie's.
Okay, Stevie, what do you think? What's
Right.
next?
I'm gonna put up the worst bird logo, and that's the Thrashers. I don't even
Thrashers
know
is
what's
a-
going on here.
Thrashers is a bird.
Yes.
Exactly.
Half cut off in this image too. I have to go to the
This
sheets
is-
for it.
This is a D for me.
This is a D.
The coloring is really good. I like the coloring. I think the brown theme is good because somebody got to get the birds can't share the colors. So
Mhm.
brown for Thrashers is good, but it's just nope. It doesn't.
I
do
didn't
it.
learn anything from this. I genuinely did not. How long has it been in? Since what season? Season 13, I think this logo came in. I didn't know it was a bird until this moment. So this
It's a
is D tier.
Thrasher. What do you mean?
I'm saying the logo. Like I did not know the logo was a bird. Like it's just a brown line. That's literally what it looks like.
Okay.
I thought it was
so-
a hockey puck, honestly. I didn't really know what it was.
All right. So what do we have? 2 votes for D then? 2 votes for D so far?
D for
Not quite
me
the
too.
Ascension. Okay.
Just say that LSM would put this in S tier for sure.
Okay. So we got D tier 3 around. Max, what's your reasoning? Just because you don't know what it is?
Yeah, it just looks kind of weird, honestly. Like not good. Not good. No information has been gained from looking at this image.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm gonna go next. Okay, so first of all, it looks like a chakram. If you guys know what that is,
Yep.
the throwing blades that are big
Yep.
circles. See in India a lot. I agree. It doesn't look necessarily like a thrasher. It just looks sort of weird. Like you took a bird face and you just like stretched it in paint all the way through. I mean, I like the detail again, but I don't think it looks right. It honestly it's the color that the Eagles needs to be for the Eagles to be like A tier for me. But as a logo, I think it kind of sucks. It doesn't tell me anything. It looks strange. It's too big on the width versus the length, etc. It doesn't look right. Definitely agree with you guys. D tier. And Klopp, what do you think, brother? You're the last one up here.
D tier, not good. That's all
D
I got.
tier. All right, D tier all the way around. That said, though, Revy, you're back up, brother. What do you think? What do you want to put up next?
Putting up the rhinos. They look just so like bored. They don't look like they're doing anything. Like this is just they're just sitting there staring, eating whatever they're eating. This is going in C for me.
Okay. Okay, Stevie, I want to go to you next, brother. What do you think?
This is a B or C for me. Just like a rhino seems like so hard to actually do, and this has like the updated like quality, it seems. So it's B or C. It's definitely not D tier based on the logos we have in D tier, but it's not exciting, but it's not bad either.
Mm-hmm. For me, the proportions are off, so I definitely think it's a C tier as well. A lot of its proportions are off, but beyond that, he's got that like I just told a dad joke, aren't I funny grin, or like the I walked into the girls' locker room grin. Like it's just it doesn't look right. He looks a little strange for me. I don't know. The smile looks wrong on this photo, particularly if you look at it on the sheets rather than in the stream. You can see it a little better. It looks a little strange. It really does. So I definitely think this is like a C, mid C tier logo. Some work could be done to make this better, particularly elongating like the nose, like having you talk about how you're looking at the scorpion the wrong way. I think you're looking at this image a little bit too wrong in terms of the way it's like oriented.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd much rather like to look at it either from more of a side view or looking at it down than I would as it currently stands. So C tier for me as well.
Yeah, C tier for me too. Like this rhino looks very nice and bashful. Like when I think of a rhino, like it should charge right at you, like attack you. That's the nature of a rhino, like a protector. This one is just very nice, like an herbivore almost, just like eating plants. This does not seem like a rhino to me.
It makes me want a hippo org that just has oh god, what's that guy's name? The I like him big, I like him chunky guy from Madagascar. What is his name? Hold on.
It starts with an M.
This is not live, guys, so I have to look it up. What's his name?
Moto.
Yes,
Yeah.
Moto. That's what I want as a hippo logo. For some reason, that's what this makes me think of. But okay, we got a lot of agreement here in the C tiers. Anyone that I missed or forgot as I was trying to remember that?
You missed me, but it's okay. For me, it's C tier, and I just envision this rhino just sitting there smiling, being like, "I'm a rhino," etc. And that's it.
Go Rhinos.